Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me tonight. Big crowd here this evening. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. First of all, I am elected to the Placer County Board of Education. I've been on there for 5 years now and seated the incumbent 5 years ago. Last year I ran unopposed, was reelected. Along with serving on the Board of Education, I'm also serving on 2 legislative committees. The California County Boards of Education Ledge Committee I've been on for 4 years, and this year I'm the chair. And I'm also on the California School Boards Association Ledge Committee. We're highly involved with education legislation, and we're working to stop the legislature from doing crazy things like the reserve cap, the law that they passed that shrunk the reserve cap on school districts. Because what that's going to do is a lot of the small school districts in California will be on the verge of bankruptcy if that's triggered. And so we have to stop that legislation. Also, too, they passed a law that suspended the high school exit exam, which to me is a disaster. That was such an important role in providing that kids met some standards before they were able to graduate from high school and receive diplomas. So now in their infinite wisdom, what they've done is they've suspended the exit exam, and not only have they suspended the exam, but they've also gone back and they've lifted the requirement to have passed the high school exit exam. So now any students that did not pass high school because of that exit exam, all they have to do now is go to their high school and say, I want a diploma, and they have to give them one. And not only that, but they removed that requirement back to 2003, and the high school exit exam was only implemented in 2006. So now they're going to give 3 years of students who just couldn't pass high school diplomas just if they come and ask for one. And so it's laws like that we have to stop this crazy assembly from moving forward with. I also serve on the Granite Bay Municipal Advisory Council, and this year I am the chair, and I serve my community members on that council, and I have a verifiable track record of service. And because we write letters, as a president, you have to write letters to the Planning Commission or the Board of Supervisors when the board has to vote on something. So you can research those letters and see that I have supported my community on issues that have been of serious interest to the community. I'm also a commissioner on the Placer County Older Adult Advisory Commission, which is a mouthful, serving the senior and aging population in Placer County. That's another very important issue in Placer County. We are on the verge of having a booming population of senior citizens, and at the same time we're having a growing population of homeless senior citizens, which is a very important issue. If you think about it, think about how many people that you know and have lived in California for 40, 60, 80 years perhaps, and have been faithfully paying taxes to the state of California all those years. What is the state legislature doing for those people, for our seniors who've been here doing that all these years? Instead, they're trying to find ways to entice people to come to California. How can we pay to get them here? How can we pay for kids' education? All these freebies that they're trying to hand out instead of considering the homeless population, and from considering the seniors that have lived here all these years. That's a population that I think deserves attention. I'm also a mediator with the appellate court, third appellate district, and with that I bring a unique personality to the legislature in my ability to negotiate with very conflicting parties and to bring 2 very diverse sides together and find common ground. And that is something that I have. You cannot train mediation. Part of a large group with the appellate mediation program, and it's a well-known fact that you can't train it, so it's something that I will have, that I'll be able to bring to this legislature. I'm also the president of the Sacramento Republican Women Federated. We have the largest club in the area with over 100 members. I'm an associate of the Auburn area, the South Placer, the American River Republican Women, and also the El Dorado West. And I was at a convention this last weekend with the California Federation Northern Division, and while we were there I had several other clubs. Georgetown Divide said, you need to come and join our club, as well as Napa and several other clubs. So I have a very nice grassroots foundation in the Federation. I've been with the Federation for almost 8 years. So I've been in California since I was 4 years old. I'm an Air Force brat, so I didn't have the luxury of being native born, but I grew up in Citrus Heights, And then my husband went into the Army, so I've been an Army spouse as well. Traveled around the world and did a lot of things, worked for the Department of the Army. Also started an import business and when we were in Saudi Arabia, and a nonprofit thrift shop while we were there. I have a very widely diverse background. And I think one of the important things to having been in California all those years, I think it's going to be very important to know where California came from. We were in the top 5 for the quality of a public school education. We were number 6th in the world economy. We had a lot of things. We've got to know where we came from in order to know where we need to go to next, in order to return quality back to California, in order to return what made California great at one time. So along with that, we're all at a crossroads, and this is kind of the way my family and I see it. We're all sitting around the table and we're talking about, you know, we're getting close to retiring, so what are we going to do? Are we going to pack our bags and leave? Are we going to go find another state where we can afford to live? Because it's getting to the point where we can't afford to stay and live in California anymore. And I've told my family, you know, my parents fell in love with California when I was 4 years old. My dad was a native of Connecticut and my mom of Florida. They fell in love with California and said, this is home. This is home. So I tell my family, no, I'm staying. I'm going to stay and I'm going to fight. Fight to return quality back to California. Fight to return what once made California the great place to live. I'll fight to stop the Twin Tunnels. I'll fight to stop the crazy runaway bullet train. I'll fight to return safety to public safety to our neighborhoods, and to stop the onerous taxation and regulations that not only drive businesses out of California, but the taxpayer base as well. My focus will be on forward-thinking policies that will foster economic growth and restore our dilapidated infrastructure and quality to our education, and allow for fiscal security and stability that we need for a thriving economy. But the deal is I can't do this by myself. I need all of you. I need your help. I need everyone's help. So please tell all your friends to vote for me and help support me and win this race. Thank you.